Hello everyone, my name is Benson George, and in today's video I would like to show you how to use an easy Docker installation for running your PHP web projects. It allows you as a developer to stand up a new project in less than 20 minutes from start to finish. This Docker setup eliminates the pain that comes with setting up your own environment, which means you can more rapidly get to the development phase. Once you get comfortable using this, you can also build it where you can customize many of the options as well. So first of all, let's get the requirements out of the way. Keep in mind you would need Docker Compose and Docker Engine installed on your machine already. I'm not going to go over that in this video since it is beyond the scope of what I want to talk about today. Next, you would need a GitHub account to pull down the Docker project I'm going to talk about in this video. The Docker setup we are going to be talking about today will be here at github.com tkyk docker compose lamp. So I want you to point your browser to that URL. Go ahead and download that into your computer. I usually have a projects area, so I download it into that folder. Once you've got it downloaded, ensure that your Docker is ready to go. Go to the folder in your command line and type in docker compose build to instruct Docker Compose to build the project. It will download all the necessary libraries and build out your development environment. Once that command is done, type docker compose up-d in order to get your LAMP server running. Now the first time I downloaded and installed this, it took me about 15 minutes. Keep in mind that every other time it should be faster because a lot of the libraries have already been placed in cache for you. And of course, if you're not rebuilding the containers themselves, but just interested in running your development environment, it won't take you any time at all. Let's verify that we have got our LAMP server running. Go to docker-compose-lamp.dev port 8000 in order to see what your project looks like. You will be presented with the PHP info page. And that's exactly what we expect, since our index.php just has that function. Now let's create a new file called test.php and do something simple with it. This is so we know for a fact that our new LAMP server is accepting new files. So what I'm going to do is something very simple, something like printing out my first name and last name in a variable. And do a hello Benson George. Here we go. Alright, classic test. Alright, here we go. So we come back to the browser and we look for test.php. And everything works as we're expecting it to. Now there are some customizations you can do against this project to make it your own. The first one is changing the default time zone to the one in your area. Since Docker takes care of the installation step for you, it needs a time zone from you. You can change the time zone by going to the Docker file inside the installation. On line 20, you will be able to see a time zone. Change it to whatever the acceptable time zone in your area is. You need to rebuild the container for this to take effect. Another simple change you can make is to customize the virtual host name. You want to call the PHP project on your browser differently than the default. For this, you would need to go into the http.conf file in the project and change the server name directive to whatever you want. I'm going to call mine Benson George. After you have saved that, make sure you place a corresponding host file entry with the same name pointed at 127.0.0.1 or localhost. Rebuild the Docker installation, and then you can verify that the change took place by pointing your browser at the new server name with port 8000. Now you can stop the Docker container by running a docker compose stop, which should stop your development environment. So that's it. I hope this helps you short-circuit the amount of time it takes to get your web project up and running. A big thank you to Takayuki Miwa for getting such a simple-to-use LAMP Docker setup out there for us to enjoy and extend. You can follow me on Twitter at BensonGeorge. You can find me at www.bensongeorge.com. Let me know if there are any questions in the comments section below, and I'll see you next time.